I never imagined I'd be the one to confront my family, yet that day changed everything. The air crackled with unspoken words, and I felt the suffocating weight of their expectations pressing down on my chest like a vice. Growing up, my parents had always favored my brother, Jake, the golden child who could do no wrong, while I was just Bailey, the daughter relegated to the shadows, meant to support his dreams, never to chase my own. When my parents suggested I give my beloved home to Jake's expanding family, my stomach plummeted like a stone dropped into a bottomless well. How could they even fathom asking me to sacrifice the sanctuary I had built? I remember that dinner vividly, the clinking of forks against plates echoing my mounting unease. When I finally voiced my hesitation, my mother dismissed my feelings with a wave of her hand. "It's just a house, dear." The tension in the room escalated sharply when Tara, my sister-in-law, interjected with her sickly sweet tone. "You know, Bailey, family is everything, and we really need the space." In that moment, I felt a fire ignite within me, years of feeling less than them bubbling to the surface. "It's not just a house, Tara. It's my home, my safe haven." The silence that followed was deafening. My heart raced as I braced myself for their reactions, knowing full well the backlash would be swift and brutal. Suddenly, clarity washed over me. I couldn't be the quiet observer in my life any longer. I had to fight for what was mine to reclaim my narrative. Yet the disappointment in my parents' eyes felt like a knife twisting in my gut. My father's voice, low and menacing, sliced through the air. "You'll regret this, Bailey. Family comes first." Days turned into weeks, and their attempts to manipulate me intensified. They showed up at my doorstep unannounced, luring me with guilt, each visit a fresh attempt to wear me down. One evening, I finally snapped. As they tried to force their way into my home, I grabbed my phone and began recording. My hands trembled, but my resolve solidified. The confrontation erupted into a tempest of accusations and tears. "You're being selfish, Bailey," my mother screamed, but deep down, I realized their selfishness was expecting me to sacrifice everything. When I called the police, a strange mix of fear and exhilaration coursed through my veins. I was finally taking control of my life, yet I couldn't shake the terror of what it meant for my family. The officers arrived, their presence felt like a protective shield around me, and witnessing my family's shocked faces was an image forever burned into my memory. After that night, everything shifted. I was disowned, cut off from the family I had known my entire life, yet an odd sense of freedom blossomed within me, like a flower breaking through concrete. The weeks that followed were filled with harassment. My parents bombarded me with angry messages, guilt-tripping me relentlessly, but I stood my ground, unyielding like a granite cliff. I often found myself alone in my living room, staring at the walls I had painted with love, realizing that this space was my sanctuary, a testament to my hard-earned independence. Then came the news of Jake's divorce, and while I felt a twinge of sympathy, I couldn't help but think of how Tara had twisted the knife of betrayal. It turned out she had been unfaithful for months, and the revelation shattered whatever flimsy image of family loyalty I had left. Betrayal hung in the air, like a dense fog. I learned about their struggles through whispers and gossip, and it was bittersweet watching my brother's perfect life crumble under the weight of betrayal he never saw coming. One evening, as I confided in a friend about everything that had transpired, I found myself laughing bitterly. "It's funny, I thought I was losing my family, but maybe I'm finally finding myself in this chaos." I began to embrace my independence. Laughter filled my home as I invited friends over instead of family, and it felt like a rebirth, a fresh start in my life. Yet the memories of my family's betrayal lingered like shadows that refused to fade. I wrestled with anger and sadness, a constant internal battle. I replayed the confrontation in my mind, questioning if I could have handled it differently. But deep down, I knew standing my ground was vital for my survival. Months later, as the holidays approached, I received a call from my mother, her voice trembling. "Can we talk, Bailey?" My heart raced, caught between hope and trepidation. When I saw her, the cracks in her facade were evident. Guilt and regret etched deep lines on her face. But I remained guarded, unsure of her intentions. She tried to explain her side, insisting she thought she was acting in my best interest, but I couldn't help but feel a profound sense of betrayal. In that moment, I realized I had to protect my heart. I can't go back to what it was, Mom. I need to move forward, not crawl back into old wounds. As the conversation waned, a sense of closure washed over me. I understood I had the power to choose my family now, surrounding myself with those who truly cared for me. While my relationship with my parents and brother would never be the same, I found solace in the connections I cultivated outside that toxic dynamic. Letting go was hard, but I knew I deserved peace. Family isn't merely defined by blood, but by the love and support we choose to embrace in our lives. As I settled into my new life, I reflected on the lessons learned, the strength discovered in the ashes of betrayal, and for the first time I felt truly free. I stood up for myself, not just in that pivotal moment of confrontation, but in every choice I made afterward. And I wouldn't trade that newfound power for anything. Thank you for watching. For more real stories and powerful dramas, be sure to like, subscribe, and explore our Twisted Ancestry channel. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting us and transforming your love life with the Make Him Worship You program, linked in the description. It's a game changer for any woman seeking the love she truly deserves.